Yeah. All right, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. One more time, can I get a Shabbat Shalom? All right, now can I get a Shabbat Shabbat? All right, we're going to start off with a little Marabu. Does anybody know what Marabu is all about? What is Marabu about? It's about all the miracles around us. And on this science-themed Shabbat, we are going to celebrate all the miracles. Everybody point to a miracle. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Everybody point to another miracle. 1, 2, 3. Everybody point to another miracle. 1, 2, 3. So we're about to celebrate all these things with Ma-Rabu. All together now. Ma-Rabu, 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 Ma-Secha Adonai. One more time. Ma-Rabu, 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 Ma-Secha Adonai. Kulam, Kulam bechokma asita. Kulam bechokma asita. Kulam bechokma asita. Marabu, 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 Ma'asecha Adonai. Clap along now. Marabu, 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 Ma'asecha Adonai. Kulam, Kulam bechokma asita. Kulam bechokma asita. Kulam bechokma asita. Marabu, 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 Ma'asecha Adonai. All right, can everybody say Hine Matov, Umanaim, Shevet Achim, Gam Yachad. Hine Matov, Umanaim, Shevet Achim, Shevet Achim, Gam Yachad. Hine Matov, Umanaim, Shevet Achim, Gam Yachad. Now can everybody say, behold how great
Behold how great
it is
it is
that we can be
that we can be
happily
happy
together.
together.
It's like a William Shatner song. Behold how great it is that we can be happily together. Now can everybody give me a whoa, whoa, try that. Hine matov umanayim, shevet achim, gam ובטחים גם יחד.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
All right, everyone, we're going to take a really big, deep breath. There's been a lot going on here tonight. A lot of it's been really exciting. So we're going to take a really big, deep breath. Ready? And let it out. One more. That feels really good. Hi, Shabbat Shalom. I'm Rabbi Julia, and I have Andrew and Tammy. So Andrew is our youth engagement coordinator and marketing manager.
So close.
Okay, it's good enough. And he's really important. And Tammy is one of our interns. And where's Michelle? I don't know if Michelle's in here. I think she's cleaning up. Okay, so Michelle will come and say hello. I have our 7th grade teachers that teach at Orami, Kayla and Aaron, which maybe they're cleaning too. There's Kayla. Aaron must be cleaning as well. And we have lots of awesome friends out here that I want to introduce you to. But before we do that, I want you to find someone you don't know. You don't know their name, you don't know something about them, and say hello and wish them a Shabbat Shalom. All right, Shabbat Shalom. I want to welcome all of you to our Shabbat services, Shabbat Shebang. As I said, we've already had some shebang moments. Some of us are in our pajamas because we had our preschool to 3rd grade
Shabbat pajama party.
Shabbat pajama party. We played with color-changing cups during dinner. 7th graders, if you're here from Orami, 7th grade, will you just kind of stand up and wave? And you're talking, I know it's hard to hear me. And we want to welcome our friends from Temple Beth Shalom, our 7th graders from Santa Ana, and their rabbi and educator and cantor, Heidi, Jody, and where's David? Will you give big waves? We're so happy they came all the way from Santa Ana to be with us for Shabbat Shebang. We want to welcome those of you that are praying with us via the live stream. And I want to welcome 2 particularly special friends. I know a lot of us are very excited for tonight. And that is, I want to invite Jordana and Ben, both of whom are from 6 Point SciTech Academy. And I'll let them explain everything about who they are and what the camp is. But I want to welcome them. They're going to help lead our services tonight. And look forward to a great Shabbat together. We're going to turn to page 2 for candle blessings, and I'm inviting Ben up.
Hi. Jonah, you want to join me?
Are you going to light me on fire?
Yeah.
No.
Mother, would you? Can you join me? Here you go. Hi. So I'm Ben. Hello. For those of you that don't know me, I'm the assistant director at SciTech West, and my hobbies include lighting things on fire, blowing things up, and doing all sorts of science. So tonight, well, every Friday, we light something on fire. We light these candles on fire. But tonight, because it's Shabbat Shebang, I think we're going to try to do it a little bit differently. So we have some special supplies. Instead of just a lighter, I have this, which you might recognize from earlier. What is this? Soap. It makes, what does soap make? Bubbles. And I have this, which few of you might know. What's this? Butane. And that makes a flammable gas. That means it makes a gas that lights on fire. So what I'm going to do is mix in a little bit. Oh, and I have this guy. Can anybody guess what's in here? Water. Yeah, it's not a trick question. So I'll pour a little bit of soap in here so we can make some bubbles. But normal bubbles are filled with the air that we breathe, right? The air that's all around us. These are going to be special bubbles. These bubbles are not going to be filled with normal air. These bubbles are going to be filled with a flammable gas called butane. So I'm just going to pretty cool. I know. I should pack up and go home. But, you ready? I want to make sure everybody's paying attention. I don't want you to miss it. You ready? Can I get a countdown? A little 3, 2. Did we see that? Did anybody miss it? Should I do it again just in case? Yeah, we're going to keep it small. I don't want to set the sprinklers off. Are you ready? 3. My hand's on fire. Your hand's not on fire. You don't have to yell. I got it. I got the yelling covered. Okay, now, I say don't try this at home unless you happen to live with me, which these guys kind of do. This is my family. I don't know if you've met them. This is Jonah. I almost said Jordana. That one's Jordana. She doesn't live with me. This is Jonah. Jonah also goes to SciTech, and so we practice this at home. Jonah, you want to try? So why do you think she's sticking her hand in the bucket? Ready? Why do you think she's sticking her hand in the water first? Anybody have an idea? Yes, in the orange shirt. Yeah, the water creates a protective layer. It's kind of like a shield between her and the fire. You want to try? Yeah, so what we're going to do, Adrian and I, we're going to dip our hand in the water and we're going to see if we can do it. Here, we'll let him with the microphone. We're going to see if we can do it long enough to actually light the candles. Would that be cool? Yeah. And then,
Everybody's on their edge of their seat.
and we can sing the song. Okay, you ready? Andrew's ready? 3, 2. We're going to try it one more time. Let's see if we can do it. You have to go really close. Okay, ready? No, I don't think it's going to be hot enough. Well,
We experiment and we try things.
oh, she almost tried. We're going to do it the old-fashioned way. Oh, look, see, even though these are trick candles. That's the problem. They didn't tell me they got trick candles. Okay.
Everybody, we're gonna wave our hands and bring in the light into our eyes. We're gonna wave our hands 3 times. We say together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlikner shel Shabbat.
Decibels.
Alright. Can I get a couple volunteers? I know I had some people that asked me to help. Who are my SciTech friends? Awesome. Alright, good. So, I can I think we got this one covered, but maybe with the next one. You'll see. Here, you want to get it? Maybe. Yeah. Well, everybody's going to get a chance to try this.
All right.
So, all right, friends. Yeah. All right, friends. So the next prayer we have, when everyone's ready, the next prayer that we have is the Baruch Hu. The Baruch Hu is a very cool prayer because the Baruch Hu has a special job in the service. It tells everybody that we are ready to officially start the service. So the cool thing about the Baruch Hu is it's all about calling everybody. And there's multiple ways to call somebody. You can just talk like this, but it's not very loud. Right? You can use a microphone. That makes it a lot louder. But there's another way that they used to do it even before we have microphones, we used to make a cone, and you're about to see. So if you take a piece of paper here, you want to come up with me? If you take your piece of paper and you fold it up, you roll it up in a cone. Very loud. All right, friends. Shh. You have to be very quiet if you want this to work. So try to get a cone. And for those of you that don't know, the thing that makes sound, the way we hear sound, does anybody know what allows you to hear sound? What sound is? Oh, shh. It has to be really quiet to hear this, and then we can try it, and it's going to get really loud. All right. Do you know what sound is? Yeah. Right. So whatever is making the sound is moving air, and that's pushing molecules, and those molecules are pushing other molecules. But the molecules are pushing each other, and what happens is when you do exactly what you're doing, it gets a lot louder. So why don't we all try this? Hey, 3,
Don't make
2.
the sound yet.
First, what I want everybody to do is we're gonna say Baruch Hu, but we're not gonna use our paper trumpets yet. First, we're just gonna go Baruch Hu. Okay, so Baruch Hu. Try it.
Baruch Hu.
One more time. 3, 2, 1.
Baruch Hu.
Now I want everybody to put their paper trumpets up to their mouth. We're gonna concentrate all of those sound molecules in one area so they're not spreading all over the room. And when I go to 3, 2, 1, ready? 3, 2, 1.
That's cool. Very cool.
Everybody, please stand up. Feel free to use your trumpets as we sing the Baruch Hu. And we begin with Yalalai. Yalalai, lai, lai. Yalalai, lai, lai. Yalalai, lai, lai. Yalalai, lai, lai. Yalalai,
Page 28, if you want to look at the prayers, page 28.
Yalalai, lai, lai. Yalalai, lai, lai. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Yalalai, yalalai, lai, lai. 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 Baruch Hu et Adonai, Hamevorach. Everyone goes. Baruch Adonai, Hamevorach, Le'olam va'ed, Le'olam va'ed. Yalalai, yalalai, lai, lai. 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 All together, we're gonna join and roll into dark as we welcome the nighttime. Roll into dark, roll into night. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Bore, bore, yom halayla. Golel or miknei choshen. Golel or miknei choshen. Choshen miknei or. Roll into dark, roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Borei yom halayla. Golel or mifnei Golel or mifnei Ve'oshen mifnei or rolling to dark, rolling to dark, rolling to light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Rolling to dark, rolling to light. Night becomes day, day turns to night.
You may take your seats.
Also, speaking of ore and light, if you have a chance, take a look at the 7th graders. They made a really cool project with lights. So ask the 7th graders about that, and they'll. Yeah, they will.
So now that we're done with the call to worship, the Baruch Hu, let's flatten out our cones. Let's make them flat again and put them under our seats. We can put them to rest. So the beginning of the service, right, is that they want to make sure, our rabbis who made the service want to make sure everyone was gathered, everyone could hear, so we were amplifying our voices and calling everyone. So when we say the Shema, does anyone know what Shema means in English? What that word means? Sherry knows. To listen, yes. So we heard about sound waves, but I have a fun technology that we want to show you where we can actually see those waves represented. So when we say Shema, can I hear you say that word? Shema. Shema. We're gonna, where are our iPads? Oh, awesome. Can you guys come up here, my friends? And maybe we can have one of you showing everyone on this side, and Judah, can you go all the way down there and show everyone on that side? And so when you say, you're gonna hold it up, and you're gonna speak into the iPad, and these waves, they're gonna show you their sound waves. So say it pretty slowly. Say, can you see? Make sure they can see. Can you guys see the iPad? Should we try it again?
Over here, they can't see it. Yeah, just kind of show it.
Okay, and you can talk into it too.
You see that? It's on the bottom half. You see the moving lines.
Do you see the moving lines? Maybe hold it up above your head so everyone can see. Okay, so let's try it again all together. Ready? Hold on. First, we have to make sure we're quiet. Okay, so let's say it together and let's see how the technology can show us how sound is represented. Okay, ready? One syllable at a time. Okay, we're gonna slow it down even more. Ready? Follow me, okay? So watch the iPads.
Page 35, our version of Shema, known as Listen. If you're lost, you feel afraid, and you don't know what to say, then listen, listen to our God. Is there a question on your mind? Is the answer hard to find? Then listen, listen to our God. Listen with all your heart and soul, and with all your mind. Write them and learn them and teach them quiet yourself, there's nothing to say. Stop all the chatter that gets in the way and listen, listen to our God. When the wind and the thunder finally disappear, there's still a voice that you will hear if you listen, listen to our God. You can hear it from the top on the highest hill, or from the valley below. It can come from the edge of the universe. It can come from within your soul. Close your eyes and listen. Everybody please rise. Arms around the people next to you as we join together for the Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod, Shem Kevod Malechuto Leolam.
So before we say Michamocha talks about what crazy thing that happened when we were leaving Egypt. Does anyone know? What are we talking about in this prayer? Does anyone know? Oh, good. I get to tell you. Okay. So Michamocha, who is like you, God? This is what we were saying when we were leaving Egypt, and the Egyptians were chasing behind us. And what amazing thing happened? Yes.
While they were chasing us, the sea parted. We ran, and the Jewish people we ran through. And when the Egyptians tried to follow us, the water came back in.
Yes. Okay. So if you couldn't hear, the Egyptians were chasing us. The water parted, the Red Sea parted, and the Hebrews walked through on dry land. Now, as a scientist, I hear that story and I think, are you kidding me? That's not how we know water acts. How could that possibly be? So some people might call that a miracle. But as a scientist, it's hard to think about just to accept miracles. I like science. I like data. I like evidence. So how are we, as Jewish scientists, are we supposed to think about this story? Well, so I'll tell you. You and I can talk about it later. At SciTech, at 6 Point SciTech, we really like to think about incredible feats of reality, because there are amazing things that happen that can be explained by science. Like we saw 3 people light their hand on fire and they didn't get hurt. Or like, if you have a bunch of water and you pour some oil in and the water moves aside, that's science. It's pretty incredible. I know I have twins. So I had 2 people growing inside of me. That's pretty amazing. So when we think about Michamocha and the Red Sea parting, and we try to put that together with the science part of our brains, we can think about incredible feats of reality.
All together, we're going to join Michamocha. Yai la la, all together now. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Michamocha. Michamocha ba'elim Adonai. Michamocha nedar ba'kodesh. Michamocha ba'elim Adonai. Michamocha nedar right, join me all together. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la.
Okay, great. All right, we're going to start with our Amidah. We're going to continue with our Amidah, which is on page 48. If you want to please rise, and if you want to look at the prayers, we're on page 48.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agid tehilatecha. Eternal God, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor ve'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim Ve'konei Hakol Ve'zocher Chastei Avot ve'imahot Umevi Geula Livnei B'neihem Leman Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Abraham Ve'ezrat Sarah.
We're going to take a couple of quiet moments to either you can read the pages through page 62, or maybe you can think about something that's in your heart or in your mind as we say some silent prayers. And when you're finished, you can be seated. Orami is a Kehila Kedosha. That means is a holy community. One of the ways that we express this sacredness or this specialness is by supporting each other when we have really fun, exciting things happen, like play with bubbles and hands on fire. And there was a leak in our roof like 20 minutes ago that almost exploded, and that was really exciting. It's no longer there because it's been cleaned up. So we have those kinds of exciting things. And then we have things that aren't so exciting, some things that kind of get us down and make us sad. And sometimes that happens when our bodies don't feel good, or those around us, their bodies don't feel good. So right now, as a community, that holiness that we can have and share together is to support one another as we think about those who are in need of healing, whether they need some happiness in their life, or they broke a bone and they need that to make sure the bones grow back together so there's no more broken bones, or maybe they're taking care of someone who's really sick. But if you can think of someone in your life who's in need of healing and happiness, we're going to go around the room. I'm going to take my hand and go around the room. And at Orami, we share the name and your relationship to them. So like my Aunt Susie or my Uncle Bob, if that's someone that you can think of that needs some healing and happiness. Tonight, we ask for healing for
Ananda Jacoby. Mother of Ori.
My grandma Violet.
We turn to page 253 if you'd like to pray the words of our healing prayer, Mishaberach, the indented words.
Mishaberach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishaberach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. And let us say Amen.
So I get to tell a story. I'm going to tell my favorite story that is about a Jewish scientist. So there was once a queen, and she was getting near the end of her life. So she had to decide which of her 3 children were going to become the ruler of the kingdom. And she just didn't want to give this big job to the oldest one like they do in some kingdoms. She really knew that a leader has to be wise and creative and to approach problems in a really innovative way. So she decided that she was going to devise a little test for her 3 kids to see which one was going to use their creativity and their innovation and also their Jewish values. So she had a room in the palace cleared out, so it was totally empty. And she brought them all to the room, and she said, "My challenge to you is to fill up this room." Okay. So they didn't think it was going to be that hard. So the first one thought about it and ordered some trucks to come to the palace. And the second one thought about it, and she ran to the beach. And the third child thought about it, and he took a walk in the garden and sort of sat on a bench, and he didn't look like he was working very hard. Well, so the trucks showed up, and they were unloading things, and there was all this bustle in the palace, and they were building, and they were schlepping, and they were filling their rooms with all these different things. And the third child was still just sitting on the bench in the garden. And his older two siblings were thinking, well, I'm definitely gonna beat out that one because he doesn't look like he's working very hard. So the day came and the queen said, okay, show me your rooms. So the first one takes the queen to his room and opens the door, and the trucks had unloaded hundreds of logs that were full to the top, to the ceiling. The whole room was full of logs. And he said, I filled up the room. And the queen said, well, it's not really full because in between the logs, there's space, right? It's not really full. Okay, so they go to the next room, and the daughter who had gone to the beach proudly opens the door, and all this sand comes out of the room. So the sand had sort of settled and had spilled out. So the queen said, sorry, your room is really not full. So they turned to the last child who had just been sitting in the garden on the bench, and they were like, what are you gonna have to show? So they go to the room and they open the door, and inside was 2 Shabbat candles. So I told you that this was a story about a Jewish scientist, because she knew that light is made of little particles called photons. And photons move so fast that they can fill up a whole room in a second. And she was also a Jewish scientist, so she knew that nothing fills a room like Shabbat fills a room. So all that was in this empty room were these 2 candles. And then the queen knew that that was the new leader of their kingdom, who could solve problems with innovation and creativity and Jewish values. Shabbat shalom.
I want to thank our friends from SciTech who came and have been with us for several hours, sort of leading us in very magical and scientific ways throughout Shabbat. I was gonna do that. You want me to do that? Do you want to do it? Come here. Come here, do it.
I forgot to say that we're so happy to be here tonight to be able to show you how at 6 Point SciTech we integrate our Judaism and our science. And so Shabbat services at camp look like this, and really every day looks like this. So we would love to tell you more about it. And if science isn't your thing and you really love sports, we also run a Jewish overnight sports camp. But after services, we invite you all to join us outside at our table, because Ben is going to make some clouds. I think he already went out there. Since Shabbat is sort of a taste of the world to come, so we wanted to bring that heavenly feeling inside. So he is going to make some clouds at our table, if you want to join us when we're done in here.
Thank you, and color changing cups you can take as well if you had those over dinner. So thank you, and they have more, so we'll take a list. And if for some reason tonight you can't stick around, or there are questions that come up, Tammy, who is our one of our interns, also is interning for 6 Point SciTech, so she's around. And your rabbis happen to be very big fans of Jewish summer camp, very big fans. So please feel free to be in touch with us. And if you look at the price and you're worried about price, that's something you should be coming to your rabbis about, because we will match scholarships and help get you the right amount, because we believe that Jewish summer camp is incredibly transformative. And if your kids have never stayed away from home, then we come to our 4th through 6th grade retreat in a couple of months, February 28th to March 1st, and try that out first. We're all going to be there, spending the night, the whole thing. It's going to be great. So come to that. But even before that, a couple of announcements. First of all, our next GOMTI, our junior youth group event, Kayla, raise your hand, our advisor, GOMTI advisor, Kayla. You guys are going bowling December 14th, 5 to 7:30. You'll get the announcement soon, bowling and dinner. And our Samti Junior Youth Group event is December 14th as well. A couple hours before that, we're doing Yom Sport. We're doing a sports day, and we're bringing our at-risk youth friends from NDY. And there will probably be bounce houses and other cool sports things that are happening. And you'll get community service hours at the same time, which is awesome. So that's happening the same Saturday, December 14th. Oh, and Hanukkah is just around the corner. December 27th is our Hanukkah celebration. If you have not been a part of our celebration, our Make Your Own Hanukkah contest, it is awesome. We've seen PVC pipes, we've seen edible Legos. It's super fun. So make sure to bring your game on for this one and start thinking about your Hanukkah. Oh, Sunday, if you've noticed our lobby, if you are accustomed to coming in here and it's all clear, there are boxes everywhere, and that is because Sunday is Mitzvah Day. It's one of the coolest days that we have at Orami. How many of you have been to an Orami Mitzvah Day? Okay, not that many. Let me tell you about it. It is for all ages. The entire place transforms. In fact, when we sing our last song here, after we do that, we're going to ask you to help us transform the space before eating a cookie and looking at the clouds. This entire building turns into an awesome assembly line. You come in, you choose an age, if you care to choose an age, young, a little bit older, teen, of a child who has been taken into foster care, but so quickly that they didn't have enough time to bring any of their belongings. That's how quickly it usually happens. And we are going to make kits. We've actually heard from children who have gone through the system. It's a personalized pillowcase, a card. You get to choose the stuffed animal for their age, flip-flops, night lights, activity books, you name it. It is so wonderful, and it just takes a couple of moments, even if you don't have the full 2 hours, 11 to 1, come at that point. We pack about 400 bags, and I can't guarantee we're going to be doing it at 1 o'clock. So come, be a part of our community. It's really, really awesome. 11 to 1 on Sunday. Go ahead, marketing manager.
Oh, okay. December 3rd, we have another one of our free parenting sessions, the ORME Center for Jewish Parenting. Mark Schwal, the head of head of school for De Toledo High School, will be coming in and doing a free workshop to up your parenting game. We also have Rabbi Jonah Pesner of the Religious Action Center coming December 6th. He's going to be a part of our Speaker Shabbat on December 6th. So please register for dinner for that. But of course, the service is free on December 6th. I think that's everything.
That's it. And if you have any questions, there's a table right as you walk outside. It has all the flyers. And please join us for any of it and bring some friends. And we hope that you enjoyed celebrating. This is a very different type of Shabbat here. It's not always like this, but this was a fun one. So thank you to our partners. I'm really happy to welcome Temple Bashalom. Thank you for being here with us. There's a special 7th grade dessert during Oneg. You're going to go into room 4. So those of you that are from Orami, please show your friends where that is. And the rest of us will have a great dessert outside after we stack chairs. All right. I want to transition us for a moment. There's been a lot of chaos, a lot of fun, a lot of excitement, as we've named many times. And we've talked a lot about light. And we're at the part of our service now where we think about those whose light really lit up our lives in some way, but no longer. We think about them, and they aren't physically lighting us up anymore because they are no longer here, but we think about them. So if you are thinking about someone this evening who has died, and you want to remember them within this Kehila Kedosha, this holy community, again, we ask that you mention the name aloud and the relationship to you of those you are remembering. Tonight, we remember. We rise in their memory, page 294 for Mourner's Kaddish. All right, page 294. Yit Gadal v'Yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah Be'alma divrach yurte v'yamlich malchute. Bechayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael. Bagala uvisman karim v'imru amen. Yehi shmei rabba mivarach leolam u'amei maya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudasha brichu. Le'ela min kol bir chata v'shirata. Tush b'chata v'nechemata. Damiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemai. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May their memories be for a blessing. And as we close all of our services, our religious school, we sing Hashkivenu together. Feel free to put your arms around each other, hold hands, whatever's comfortable for you.
All together we join in Hashkivenu. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'shalom, L'shalom, Le'hamidenu Shomeinu L'chaim, Ufros Aleinu Sukkot Shlomecha, Ufros Aleinu Sukkot Shlomecha. Shelter us beneath thy wings, oh Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, oh Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us daily wrong from right, oh Adonai. Amen. 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 Amen.
Shabbat shalom, everybody. Please
Shabbat
help us
shalom.
out by stacking the chairs. We're going to be moving them to the sides and stacking them on our stacking
Everybody grab a chair and
things.
please bring it over to Rabbi Julia.
Take the chairs over to the
our
side, please.
left
Thank
or
you so
right.
much.
Stack those chairs.